see what we got. Jenna, you get to pick. Who are we going to listen to now? No, don't do that. Does anyone want to? You're always supposed to pick the person hiding in the corner doing this. Oh no, and pick them. It's more fun that way. Wait a minute. Empathy? You're feeling for people? Empathy? It'll take you nowhere in life. You got to get rid of that. Katherine, come on up.
Oh, up?
Yeah, up. Up.
It's a good movie.
It was. It was cute.
There's an old man who lives in my neighborhood that looks like the unanimated version of him.
Nice. Katherine's in front mainly because I would like to record this and I would like to capture her voice on what we're doing here. And she needs to be near the microphone. So, Katherine, go ahead.
Okay, I chose the Book of Lost Things.
You know what? 2 students have chosen this so far, you and Morgan, I believe.
Because I told her that my grandma recommended it to me.
Okay, so tell us about it. I'm unfamiliar with this book, so tell us about it.
Okay, I'm really into like dark and twisted, creepy books. And
give me some titles that'll help me understand how dark and how twisted.
I like Tweak. Ellen Hopkins does a lot of books like Crank and Glass and those. I don't know, I liked the book Thief. It wasn't too dark, but it was like in the the narrator was like the angel of death, so that was kind of cool.
So let's say that everybody in the audience, or some people in the audience, have not read those books and still don't understand what you mean by dark and twisted. Talk to me a little bit about either maybe some films that would represent the same thing, or just tell us what you mean by dark and twisted.
Well,
hold on. Did somebody say Saw?
She said Saw.
Okay, because, hold on. There's Saw, which is a never-ending, overly orchestrated orgy of violence. And then there's something like, I don't know, the films of Tim Burton, which could also be considered dark and twisted. But they're really different things, right?
Have you ever seen the movie The Brothers Grimm?
Sure.
With the two, yeah. I don't know who the actors are, but that's...
Matt Damon and...
No.
I think it was.
It's not Matt Damon.
I thought it was.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Is it really? Yeah.
Wow, huh? I guess Matt Damon can act. I didn't even know it was him.
No, I really like Matt Damon, which is why I'm surprised I didn't know who it was.
Anyway, okay, so Brothers Grimm, so we're talking about dark and twisted in the setting. We're talking about dark and twisted in the world that's created.
Yeah, because it's all the fairy tales, but in a twist.
Nice.
Which is what the Book of Lost Things is.
Excellent. Keep going.
Yeah, so my grandma told me about it, and my grandma used to be an English teacher, and she reads a lot of books. She's recommended a bunch of books to me that I've read or borrowed from her, and I really respect her opinion on books. One of the main reasons I want to read it is because she doesn't like the fact that I read dark and cynical books.
Ah, so this is a streak of rebelliousness in you?
No, it's a streak of rebelliousness in my grandma because she recommended it to me and said that it was sort of dark, but that she thought it was acceptable for my age group.
Oh, I understand. So hold on. This recommendation is a moment in which your grandma is trying to sort of understand you?
Yeah.
Great. So she has previously rejected the dark and twisted part of your soul. And wishes now to make this overture almost as a way of saying, hey, I want to understand part of you. Wow, that's a beautiful story. I love that. So can you tell us any bit about the Book of Lost Things? What do you know about the story?
It's about a little boy who's about 9, and his mom dies, and his dad remarries to the woman who took care of his mom while she was in the hospital.
Okay.
And they move into this old house, I guess, something like that.
Okay.
And start seeing things or having dreams, and ends up entering an alternate universe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Where everything is like the twisted side of fairy tales.
Sure. So there's a lot of precedent for this in literature. You start with the story of a typical family problem. So remarriage, death of a parent, and then you throw some sort of fantasy twist on it to explore a real issue through a fantasy world. Roald Dahl is expert at this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, James and the Giant Peach, they basically do the same thing. You've got normal kind of family problems, then throw it into craziness, into this dark and twisted sort of world. Excellent. Katherine, thank you. That was perfect. I think you all, yeah, you know, send her some love, right? I think you probably know a lot more about Katherine now and what she's personally interested in. And no, that's perfect. That's exactly what this paper is aiming for, is to introduce you and who you are. My bet is that very infrequently do you step back, look at yourself, and ask you why you make these sorts of choices. Some of you may think about it incessantly, but I'm betting that the mass of humanity out there in the world don't really reflect on their choices in this way. So I'm forcing you to reflect on it at the very beginning. Katherine, who's next? Next victim.
Can I ask a question?
You may.
Is this going to be a formal or no?
I'm going to show you an example of one, so you'll see it in a moment. Dun, 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 dun.
Lizzi.
Lizzie.
Lizzi, can you talk still? Yeah. Kind of talk.
Uh,
Just
No, Lizzie, you're close enough. Go ahead. What book have you chosen?
I chose the book Wicked.
Wicked, Gregory Maguire's re-examination of the Oz myth. So talk to us about why you have chosen Wicked.
Well, on the band trip, we're going to go see, we're going to go march into Canada Parade, and we're going to go see Wicked along the way, and I wanted to read the book before I saw the play, and I heard they're totally different opposites, and I kind of wanted to compare them.
Oh, excellent. Have you done this before with musicals or films, or do you have any memorable experiences of seeing a movie or watching a musical and then reading the book on which it was based?
Probably the Harry Potter movies.
The Harry Potter movies. So talk to me about the Harry Potter movies a little bit. Have you read all the Harry Potter novels?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you seen all the films?
No.
No. Okay. So, really? How'd you miss that? Well, Chad, you don't have to hit her. But which ones have you seen? Which films have you seen, Lizzie?
I've seen up to the Order of the Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Good. And talk to me about those films. Did you like some of them and not like others based upon their adaptation of the literature?
Well, I liked them, and I was kind of angsty after I saw them because they cut out some key parts, and I realized it's because it would take too long.
Good. So that experience of noting that they cut out some key parts and doing the comparison between novel and film, did you find that to be interesting or entertaining to see it from both sides?
I found it to be different, and it kind of angers me when people mess up books.
So you're looking to be angered.
No. No,
Hey, some people thrive on anger, you know? I don't know. We're getting to know Lizzie. She might be a very angry person and really happy about her anger.
You could say that.
But no, seriously, obviously the process of comparing a book to its adaptation in film has intrigued you or interested you in some way, even if the reaction was anger. Otherwise, you wouldn't be looking to repeat that experience with Wicked.
Yeah, I've kind of come to accept the fact that movies and books are totally different, and I just kind of see them as individual and like out there.
Okay. Are you a fan of The Wizard of Oz?
Yes.
Yes?
It's like one of my favorite movies.
Oh, okay. So this is even further comparison because it may not necessarily be an adaptation of The Wizard of Oz, but it's definitely Maguire's take on the world of Oz, right? And his take on the world of Oz may be radically different from L. Frank Baum, who wrote the original novel, and then the film was based on his. Okay, good. So lots of opportunity for exploration there. Thanks, Lizzie. Let's see an example of this.